Hi, I'm Ben from Abode Heat and we're here to help people get heat pumps right. Welcome to the new energy crisis, or as others might say, welcome back to the 1970s. We all are aware of the upcoming increase in mains gas and electricity prices with the price cap finishing in April. Energy costs and oil costs have been further exacerbated with recent events in Ukraine. Now, the biggest benefit of installing a ground source or air source heat pump are the long-term running cost savings. So we as a team thought this would be a good chance to use a real-world example of a recent design that we put together for a customer. Let's run through some numbers and see how these energy costs translate into real-world heating bills, because it's going to be really tough for a lot of people over the next few years. Okay, so this is our fuel and carbon comparison model that we produce as part of our survey and design work. So this table here is our before in energy costs, and this table is after. So apologies, it's a little small, but hopefully you'll be able to see the numbers, and we'll try and pop a thumbnail up into the video as well a little bit later. So here we have the total heating demand and hot water demand for the property, and here we look at what are the equivalent heating costs by using oil, direct electric or an air source heat pump. This is the operating efficiency of this design. So for 1 kilowatt of electricity, the heat pump will give us 3.26 kilowatt of heat. So 2 months ago, when we first did this design for the customer, they were filling up their oil tank for about 75 pence a litre. So to heat their home all year, it was going to cost them about £2,000. Now, this is not a big property. This is a 200 square metre, 25-year-old property with double glazing, cavity wall insulation. So it's not a particularly energy hungry property. So to give you the context of how expensive heating is going to become. Now, typical electricity costs a couple of months ago until next April, or i.e. a couple of weeks time when we're making this video. The heat pump to provide this approximately the same amount of heat was going to cost about 1,400 quid. So that was about a 40% saving compared to oil. So that's pretty good. Of course, the big concern was, okay, if electricity prices in April go up to 28 pence, and that's typically what people are now talking about, how is that going to impact on the running costs of the heat pump, which consumes electricity, versus the running costs of an oil boiler? Well, yes, we have got some big increases. So sadly, the new running cost of a heat pump for our heating and hot water is now going to go from about £1,400 to about £2,000. So about the same price of oil as oil was 2 months ago. However, oil has increased in price by 60, 80, 100%. Some of our customers are saying, depending on when they're filling up now. And I think it's realistic to expect that this oil price is not going to come down anytime soon, and it will probably get worse before it gets better. So for the same amount of heat, our customers now looking at, instead of £2,000, actually over £3,000. So literally a 50% increase in heating costs. So that actually translates, whilst painful and either option is going to be a whole lot more expensive than it used to be, the heat pump is actually saving now over 50% saving. So the biggest benefit of a heat pump and running cost savings are still there. Yes, the electricity that we are going to consume to provide that heat and hot water for you is going to be more expensive, but so too are your other options. I'll just draw attention to direct electricity costs. I know there's a lot of people in off-gas areas who use direct electricity. and it's a popular option because the heaters are quite cheap. But you've got to remember that you save money by having a cheap heater, but you pay for it in running costs. So here's an example. If you heated this home on direct electric, 2 months ago, that would cost you nearly £5,000. As of April, that's going to cost you £7,000. So anybody considering direct electric, I would think twice. Just to put some context on those fuel tables, our modelling and software assumes heating full time across the winter period. Of course, some customers will heat intermittently, so those energy costs and demands are of course variable depending on how people choose to heat their homes. But hopefully that real world example will show you the impact of our new high energy cost world that we're all living in. So hopefully you found this video useful. Any questions around this stuff, because it's a hot topic, put them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll see you next time.